Alright, here we go again. Oh my god, it is the Series 2 finale. Okay, before that, the 3 simple rules on the channel are no blah blah intro, no pausing, some yada yada at the end. Ricky Gervais Show, Radio XFM, Series 2, Episode 51, Series finale. Quick Suzanne, get him out. This sounds like it's a reference to Suzanne's, you know. If it is, if it does mean what I think it means, I'm gonna say Steve said it, because Steve was always trying to start some. He's just always trying to plant, doubt in Karl's head when it comes to Suzanne. I don't know why. Anyway, Lego.
1:05 then, already, of a Saturday, so I'm Ricky Gervais. That was Placebo, yeah, with special needs, which brings me to my next point. With me, Karl Pilkington, Steve Merchant.
Nice segue.
104.9.
That's it.
We're back then.
Well, for one last time.
Well, it's certainly the end of the season. We're away for at least, 2 months. We're doing the Office special. And possibly forever, depending on whether Karl decides he wants to carry on with this. Because, I mean, we do this for fun. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this for, money. Obviously not.
The kind of money you're earning, Rick, you do not need to do this.
I don't need to do it. It's quite honestly beneath me.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it to further our career because it's embarrassing being
Didn't your
on XFM.
accountant say, do not even bother cashing those XFM checks? It's not worth your while.
No, it's not. It's not. The time it took to sign them,
Exactly,
it wasn't worth it. So we do this basically to ridicule Karl on a large sort of platform. I say large platform.
Yeah.
XFM. No other radio station will have us.
It's roughly the same as standing up in McDonald's.
I
and
imagine so.
ridiculing.
But of a lunchtime though.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
when it's just the cleaning staff mopping up.
Yeah. So, if Karl doesn't come back, he's breaking up the three-way partnership.
He's very much
forever.
Sting, isn't he?
Yeah.
In about, what, 1986, 87?
Exactly.
He's going to go off and sort of make some quite poor, sort of jazz-inflected white man soul, and leaving us to go about our business.
Play pizza places.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to go into sort of maybe writing
say,
soundtracks.
Dad, why can't I be in the CIA?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it, you're a drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we'll have to see. I mean, do you think anyone cares?
I wouldn't have thought so. Because I think if someone was interested in having some good chat and some great laughs, they'd spend more time with their friends.
Yeah, or listen to another radio
or
station.
listen to a decent radio show. I think
something like that,
they listen to XFM for some music to have on in the background that's loud enough so they can hear it while they're hoovering.
Yeah, I don't think our fans hoover.
Well, true.
I think you've got to have...
or shoot up, whatever.
I think you've got to have a house
yeah.
to hoover. I'll tell you what I do want, though, some great music.
They do indeed.
They'll be saying, since you've been gone. See that? That's the sort of link I can do if we stay
If you
together.
could cut out all the other drivel you speak, you'd be great on Magic.
Oh, yeah. You've got to...
Come on.
I know, you've got a rainbow something, haven't you?
Rainbow.
You got a rainbow something.
Oh, it's rainbow.
Okay, Karl still hasn't spoken.
Well, I mean, for a last show, that song had everything. It's got 2 guitar solos.
Yes.
It's got a key change. It's got bad grammar, Since You've Been Gone by Rainbow, and that's for Camfield, the Prince of Rock.
Yeah.
He's going to be the king when Vance, just hands over his crown.
Yeah.
And you've still got that on XFM, so, don't worry about us going, oh, you weren't? Oh, okay then. No one cares.
No one
cares. This is our last show, let's make it a good one.
Let me give out the email address, because I imagine there's going to be a flood of emails
Saying,
demanding this day.
please, Karl, keep the team together.
Yes, it's jono.coleman
Coleman's not a team. He's just a big lad.
Yeah.
Right, come on.
Okay.
What do you mean, come on? I've got nothing.
Ricky.Gervais.
Oh, Ricky.Gervais at XFM.
Or Karl.Pilkington, because you can do it throughout the week, you can do it throughout the 2 months. And, what's the phone number for XFM? 0207, is it 766 6000?
Karl doesn't
And then
usually
just
like
ask
it,
people through the car and leave a message on his voicemail.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So email him a lot. 0207 766 6000, I think, and just ask for Karl Pilkington. Little Karlpilkington, little baldy mank twit. And say, please stay.
Yeah.
Please stay. Karl, say something then.
Yeah.
It's your last show. Say hello.
What are your feelings, Karl, so far? I mean, are you tearful? Are you upset?
Not at all.
No?
Can't wait for 3 o'clock. So it was interesting how Ricky was saying he only does it for the fun. I haven't even got that bit. I am paid peanuts to work Saturdays, which wrecks me weekend.
Paid peanuts, you get money.
He doesn't get money, he doesn't get
I have no fun.
Yeah.
Right?
You are having a laugh.
And what people
You
forget
love
is,
this. You love this. You love me coming in and having a little chat
way.
beforehand
No
and
way he loves
after.
this.
Yeah,
No.
but that's the funny thing, isn't it? Listeners just think, why does he get so moody about it, having Ricky annoying him just on a Saturday?
Yeah.
It's not just of a Saturday.
Why?
It's in the week as well.
How do
it's
I
way
annoy you?
over the
How do I annoy
recommended
you?
Daily
How
annoyance.
do I annoy you, Karl? So you can't be specific. See?
The first thing that springs to mind, when I'm trying to work with Steve before saying, come on, let's, find some interesting stuff to talk about, I think you were playing the accordion in the air. Was it the accordion? I mean, it doesn't really matter, they get the idea.
Although I can't play the accordion, so it wasn't very good, was it?
Where did you find an accordion?
I there was one out there, right? And then
Next to the drum kit he started playing with.
and then I had a loudspeaker, and I put the accordion for the loudspeaker. Then it loud, those loudspeakers. They're amazing.
My question is this, Karl. Do you honestly think that's going to stop just because we're not on air anymore? He's not going to see you on a Saturday, so he's just going to come in even more often.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
can just
God.
drop
It
in.
won't bother me as much though.
I think he will.
And he'll have his fob taken off him, so he won't be able to just wander in.
Of course I won't.
Ah.
So
What?
They
They're
won't.
not. Do you think they're going to? Of course they're going to let Ricky Gervais walk in
Yeah,
anytime they
yeah.
want.
Yeah, I might come in, might do a few trailers, might hang out, with Andrew, going, hey Andrew, how's it going? He'd go, yeah, we're having a bit of trouble, what do you think? I say, lose that off the playlist, put that one on, sack them. Yeah? Let's have a little bit of feeder.
Oh my God, we're back to feeder. Okay, feeder.
Feeder. Forget about tomorrow. At least we're here today, Steve.
Oh,
The three of us for an hour and a half more. The last time ever, possibly. It's up to little baldy head Mankey.
Well-
Little Karl Pilkington.
a number of emails, Rick.
Pilkington.
This is from Matthew Davis. I think he very much captures the mood of the email public. His email is just simply titled, Go! In the name of God, go! It says, why wait till 3? Why not leave immediately and stop subjecting us to this abject
Well,
misery?
Karl did once when he had to get a train.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
that's never happened on radio before.
But who knows? I mean, stay tuned. We might shoot off at 20 to 2.
Or we might get better.
We might get better.
We might get better because we've done a bit of planning, because I got Karl round last night
Really?
to do some planning of the show, didn't I? And so we've
yeah, I
got...
thought you were going to be there, Steve.
No, I wasn't told about it.
Yeah, well, I called him up and said, why, what we're doing? He said, well, you can come round and, have a chat, maybe get some ideas and that tomorrow. So I said, is Steve there? Yeah, Steve will be coming, yeah. So, go round. It's close, next to his flat. The pub couldn't be closer. Alright?
Yeah.
Unless there was sort of spirits and that in the lift, they couldn't have got closer.
Yeah.
Right? I turn up, you're not there.
No.
He's lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I
so-
knew you wouldn't come out if it was just like you thought I was going to muck around. I had to pretend it was work to get you out.
So, you weren't there, Steve.
No.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so he says,
Ricky-
come in
Ricky
the
and
flat,
Steve.
got an interesting book that you'll like.
Okay.
So I think, well, that's kind of work, he's trying and that.
Yeah.
So I go in thinking we're going to get some good ideas and that from this book. Couldn't find the book. He looked for about 40 seconds, said, I don't know where it is. I don't know. Come on, let's come in here, let's have a wrestle. So I'm sat in the lounge, right, sat there just chatting to his girlfriend and that, just chatting. He comes wandering out in his underpants.
Yeah.
Well, it was comfortable, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know if you were comfortable because he was sort of pulled up
But yeah.
right between the crack.
Right.
Looked like, okay, probably like a gay sumo wrestler.
Yeah! And I did a little dance for you, didn't I? Because there was MTV on, I was doing a little dance.
Dancing to Elton John's new one.
Yeah! And what did you say? What did you say when I was doing a little dance for you and my pants pulled up?
Yeah, it's
Like,
enjoying it
went-
all.
Do you remember what you said? You went, I poured him a drink, he was in my home, I'm entertaining him, he goes, are you sure you're not a bender? Is that any way to treat a host?
I think it was the right time to ask.
But we did do some work, didn't we? Because you got confused and you said, oh God, it's like a child or a cat when it's confused. He went, Steve reckons in ancient Greece, right, it was better to shag a bloke than a woman. And I went, well, yeah. I mean, that's about the male being sort of a first-class citizen, much better, wasn't it? An aspiration
the
to
point
sleep with
was,
a beautiful
Karl,
man than a beautiful woman.
Women were lower-class citizens,
Yeah.
so therefore men were seen as higher class. So to have sexual relations with a man there was no shame in that.
No.
In fact, it was looked upon.
And
as
I
a
said,
good thing.
well, it's, ancient Rome. I said, even Nero, he sit in his big jacuzzi, and he used to get, pretty boy men to just go into the water and just nibble at his testicles while he was having a wash. He did.
No.
Yeah.
And he's not a gay fella.
No, well, no. I mean, I don't know about Nero, but I mean, it wasn't a case of a big delineation between what was heterosexual and what was gay. It was just, whatever you.
So what did this fella do then? This one who's having his.
Well,
having
he
his
was
little
pretty
testicles?
much top boy, Nero,
Top boy.
for a while,
He was in charge.
and and you did what you're told. If Caesar or.
But why were people going round there? Why didn't they go? Oh.
No, they weren't dropping in. It wasn't like the door was open. I was going to see what Nero's doing. It's not like when I pop in here to see you.
Normally what would happen is you'd say, come back to my place, I got a book for you.
Yeah.
You'd pop in.
But
He'd come out in his pants.
You'd
Elton
probably,
John would be on.
You'd have probably been like a delivery boy or a stable boy or something, and you'd have popped round there and you'd have gone, there, right, Nero, there's the tablets of stone you wanted. And you go, Pilkington, why you are here? Pop under, I don't know why he's French.
What is that?
I don't know why he's
Weird
French.
accent.
Just pop under the water and nibble at my testicles and you'd have done it.
Because he was Nero.
I wouldn't.
You would have.
Well,
You
no,
would
No,
have.
no way I
You
would have
wouldn't.
done.
Yeah, well, you would
What
have.
have I done? I've dropped a pizza off.
Yeah, you
why
put
am I
round to
there?
Nero's place with a pizza.
Right.
Pizza.
Right, I'd say I've done my job. Right?
Yeah.
That's not the sort of tip I wanted.
No, he'd have said, get the little baldy chap to nibble at my testicles, and you'd have been under the water.
I wouldn't have done it.
No,
Well,
you
you
can't
wouldn't
put me head on the
You
wall.
haven't done it, right.
You don't have a
Well,
choice.
can I just say this, Steve? Not only would you be nibbling at his testicles, you'd have been going mad. You'd have been noshing him just for extra. You'd have been doing everything he wanted. You'd have been going. He'd have gone, I didn't ask you to do that. You'd have been going mental. They'd have been chewing, slurping, smacking,
God.
poking. He'd have chopped. You'd have gnawed his
Right.
packet.
Jeez.
Oh, you think you're eating Walker's crisps? There'd be bubbles. There'd be blood. Oh, it'd be horrible.
You just put a song on,
The Beatles from the soundtrack to The Yellow Submarine, actually, and that's Hey Bulldog.
On XFM 104.9, our last show, maybe. Me, Ricky, Steve, and little Karl. Alright, Karl? But, that book, that wasn't a fake. It wasn't like just a ruse to get you back to show you me and dancing in my pants to Elton John. It's that,
What was your girlfriend doing during that, instantly?
I think she was just getting on with sort of like packing up sort of boxes because we were moving. She was, I don't think.
Well, she's seen it all before.
Yeah. And the book was, do you remember that book that I showed you? That, it was, a man's body, an owner's manual. And it's just like
Yes.
loads of stats. And there's one in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Guinness Book of Records
of men, yeah, there's one section there. There was,
Sorry, hang on, it's not like Guinness Book of Records of men. That just sounds a little bit like you and I were sat around your house looking at a big book, picture of men.
the big man book.
The big man
He
book,
is
yeah.
a big man, isn't he?
Yeah.
He should be on the front cover.
Yeah, it was a book more about the kind of physical body and
Exactly,
about
yeah,
statistics
biology
and
and social and, sex and all that sort of stuff. And,
But we didn't
which
look
is,
at the sex
which is
count.
where we got the knob news for today from, right? This is true, right? I read that the... Oh, you'll have someone's eye out! Knob news! And you've got the jingle. I read that the smallest ever functioning penis, right, was under 3/4 of an inch when erect.
Extraordinary.
Oh my god.
That is bad luck, isn't it? And it's a micro penis, so it's perfectly scaled down. Just a little look at Karl's face.
But couldn't the fella have said, look, right, I'm not happy about it, so don't print it. It's not the sort of press people want, is it?
There wasn't a picture of him. It was anonymous. They didn't read the book and at work the next day and go, look at this, Frank. What? Smallest ever penis, half an inch. He didn't go, it's me. He just went, yeah, loser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, let's have a shower. I'm alright. I'm alright. He must have had to have a little jod with a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, presumably.
Because you couldn't even get a fist. I mean,
No.
that is bad luck, isn't it?
Was he a
It's
good-looking
incredible.
fella?
What
or-
would you do, right, if he invited you round and said, right, and he was like the king, right? And he went, "Oh, Karl, can you just go in there and just nibble at it?" And you've gone under the water, and you're just about to nibble at it, and you come up and you go, "That's tiny." Would you be disappointed or relieved?
Right, well, that wouldn't happen.
No! Karl, I'm saying if it did, would you be disappointed when you go, "Oh, that, I can't even I don't know where to start with that," or would you go, "Oh, thank God it's not a big one"?
You've got to remember that he's the emperor, so you've got to do what he says, or he'll have you killed.
What would you do? Would you go, "Oh, I lovely set of tackle," or, "Oh, it's not as big as I wanted," or would you secretly think, "I'm glad it's not big because I didn't want to, because I'm not that guy"?
I'm not even gonna think about it, because I wouldn't do it. I know I wouldn't do it, even back then.
Even back then? What do you mean?
When was Nero at it? Well,
well, the Roman Empire was sort of like 2000.
Well, it stretched
up
for
to
years.
about, yeah.
Yes. Look, even back
So,
then.
it's a long time ago.
That's like, what? Man.
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
You'd have to.
I always remember,
Oh, God.
we're still doing Knob News?
Yeah.
Just the...
It's just
Knob
some
News Extra.
Knob News Extra, excellent.
Well, I didn't do that well at school and that, right? But we had biology, and I didn't take much of it in. But there was one day when it was about, Knob News and stuff.
Sure.
And it was all about how blood, is what makes
Engorges the erectile tissue.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all about that. And there's this girl in our class called Paula, right? We were sat there watching it, and she fainted. You just heard her go, "Oh!" and she hit the floor, right? Because we were all sat on top of the desk watching this. But I wasn't interested in it. No. I wasn't looking at it and that. But Paula, right? She fell over. And the funny thing was, right?
What was it? A video?
Yeah, a video of like this blood.
Yeah.
Doing the business to this fella's member. Right. And she fell over, like, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's up with her?" And the teacher was trying to like wake her up and give her water and that. And it was really weird because then the nurse came in, and yet this video was still playing. And the nurse came in, "What happened while you seen this?"
Yeah.
And you could hear, like, then it was going on to, like, sex education on the video. It was all done from start to finish. What happens, and by the end, and she was still out cold by the time it got to, like, and then they had a baby.
Yeah.
Right? And that just reminded me of it.
So it seems to me that was a sex education class. She fainted when the penis got erect, and when she woke up, a baby was born. That's probably what she thinks happens. She's wandering around now.
The whole class just missed out a bit because they saw someone.
If she's ever with a bloke and he gets an erection, she just goes, "Oh no!"
Well, that's it. She was a bit of a class tart, really. That's why. Everyone's like, "What's up with her?"
Karl.
And you mentioned her by name as well.
She was. Everyone was like, "What's up with her?" It's not as if she's not seen it before. But
Blood,
just
you
reminded
idiot.
me then. Weird. But anyway, yeah. So I wouldn't.
Anyway,
let's leave Nero aside.
Yeah. The other thing in this, should we play a record and come back? 'Cause there's another interesting fact.
There is some extraordinary facts in that.
Yeah, well, more facts.
We're running over.
It won't be knob news. It won't be knob news. There'll be all different types of news.
Alright.
Libertines, don't look back into the sun. On XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, for possibly the last time ever. I was coming in today, Steve, and I was walking just past Shaftesbury Avenue, at the beginning of Shaftesbury Avenue, and it's sort of a little bit of a tramps corner going on there. And there's a couple of tramps, proper tramps, already had a few, and about sort of like 40 maybe, right, or that. They could be 30, they could have a hard life, they probably have. But he was going, Johnny's coming down, but Les isn't going to make it. And I think they're just planning their social, their meeting there. I just think that that's nice. They've got, they don't just drink by themselves.
Yeah.
What are we doing tonight? I thought we'd get drunk and sleep in the doorway. We did that last night. But I just like the idea that they're planning it. And they've got mates and they do stuff and they go, "All right, how's it going?" "Well, you know how it's going.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to you in a pile of piss. You know how it's doing." Do you think, I was also thinking, do you think they ever wake up, like, before they've had anything, like 9 o'clock and go, oh, I was pissed last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were talking absolute rubbish. What was I doing? You were just going, I was
You were just shouting at cars walking in the street.
You're joking. Was I really embarrassing?
Yeah.
Oh, you were pretty drunk.
I'll tell you this, I am never going to do that again.
Oh, but at least I didn't make a pass at Dirty Agnes. Oh, God, what did I do? You were just going, yeah, please, yeah. Just love the idea they have no little conversations and that. Okay. I imagine one of them going, I'm not coming out tonight, I've got no money. Nor have we yet. I'm just going to go and dance. Just go and dance outside McDonald's.
Seriously, I only made 18p today. You know what, because I always, I've always had a soft spot for the homeless. But do you remember that time I was walking over to yours once? And, see, there's the homeless people, there's those ones that they try to retain a certain dignity. They won't just come up and ask you for money. They'll come up and maybe try and start a conversation before introducing the fact.
The fact that what you despise and annoys you is the thing they're trying to hold on to is a little bit of pride.
I know.
And what do you want them to do?
Well,
just be crushed in a skip, going, just give me some money, look at me.
I just think come out and say it. Come out and say it, but don't try and fool me, because sometimes I feel like I've been tricked. I get annoyed because I feel like I didn't see you coming. You came out of left field, I didn't know you were a tramp.
I imagine the fact that they're bare-chested, apart from a blanket with their hand out, covered in sores, and no teeth is a clue that they're probably not really.
This was one of those ones, you sometimes see them, the ones they're slightly older, and they've got a full suit on. They wear a complete suit, like a pinstripe suit or something, with maybe trainers, admittedly.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think to myself, at what point in that moment before they finally left the house for the last time, did they think, well, I'm going to be homeless. I want to look good if I'm going to be homeless. I'm sleeping rough.
But it does happen quickly. It sort of it can happen in a matter of days or weeks.
Anyway, listen, I'm not begrudging the fact that he asked for money. That's fine. I just felt a little bit annoyed because I thought he was an ordinary person.
Right.
And he came up to me and he said
nice distinction. Go on.
And he said to me, excuse me, mate, have you got the time? And I said, whatever, 3:10. And he went, have you got any money? And I knew then, I was annoyed. And it annoyed me because I thought, I should have known straight away. I mean, a homeless person, I sensed it straight away.
Yeah.
Excuse me if you got the time. I wanted to say to him, where have you got to be?
Well, yeah.
What appointments have you got?
Well, no. Maybe he goes to work, he starts begging at 3 o'clock. Yeah, he asked all that day, he goes, what time? They go 3:45, or whatever. You know what I mean? Then he goes, oh, give us some money. It's 3 o'clock.
Right.
Maybe there's the mornings off. It might have been his day off. He was doing half day or, shift work.
Yeah.
He might, you know what I mean? You never know what shift they're on.
But I just think when you see those people from shelter or from famine relief in the street, they've got to wear those little things over their clothes that say where they're from, or at least some kind of name tag. Yeah. So when you're stopped by them, you know what to expect. They've got a clipboard.
I know.
These homeless people who come out of there, they look like regular people. They come lurching out like zombies. You go, oh, you think that's an attractive woman? She's just come over. Oh no, look, she's got a dog on a piece of string.
I know, yeah.
I just think they've got to come out with it. They should just come out with it. Just be honest. Be proud.
Those people with their things sometimes annoy me. Is where they stand right in the middle of the pavement. I have to zigzag. I have to cross the road 4 times to get through them. It's like playing Getaway on video, avoiding all these up and down Oxford Street. You have to really, and they come out, and worse when they recognise me. That's why I've got about 8 standing orders now where I've been caught.
But I leave the house and it's just like people are trying to take my money from me. Between my house and the tube, there's just swarms of people trying to take my money from me at any cost.
Karl's got his first little direct debit, haven't you? £5 a week or something, quite for a month.
Yeah, I've joined something to help Africa out. I quizzed her for a bit. I mean, she came over and she was saying...
He was talking to her for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just making sure your money was going to the right place.
Yeah, I was saying, why have I got to give you my bank details? This is the thing. And I was saying to her, I'm sure you'd make more money, right, if you just had a little thing that you put money in. I said, I want to help you out, right, but it's the fact I've got to give you bank details. And she's saying, no, this is the way we guarantee we make money. We can help places out, because we could be out all day and we could only earn like 50p, whereas, we know that it's worth us standing around.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fair enough. I said, so what's my money going to be doing then? And I think it's called care of the world or something.
Yeah.
And she's saying we're giving them money to buy hammers, and we're not just going to give them money to blow in and stuff. They've got to like work and
they don't give them money.
Well,
whatever. What did you think of these people just like and these drought planes? Like
it's a gift voucher for being you. So they have to buy a hammer.
No,
They go with the buckets and go, oi, and they throw it up and they go, bundle!
Yeah.
She was making out anyway, right? That she was nice enough. She was selling it to me. She said, you know, we give them the tools, and they feel good because they're building up their own place and everything. And so fair enough, right? And now I've done that for 2 months. They've had a tenner off me already. I'm checking it, making sure they're not ripping me off and that.
Yeah.
If I ever go to Africa and I need a hammer, and there isn't one,
Yeah.
I'll be livid.
You'll be livid.
Because, you know, it is a lot of money.
Sure.
Every month, £5.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're talking about people hassling you and that in the street. I actually moved flat. The last flat I lived in, I moved from there because of the hassle. That
Really?
it was a high street, and you couldn't, like you were saying, you'd nip out for a loaf and spend about 40 quid.
Yeah.
just on people saying, give us the money for this. Samaritans, tramps, heart attacks, old people or whatever. It's like... So it ended up pushing me off that street. It was like, I can't handle this.
It's getting crazy out there. They may as well have little stalls.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, let's make the world a better place with a little bit of music. A bit of Bauhaus.
Yeah.
Give generously, people. Come on.
Bauhaus's version of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust on XFM 104.9. And Ricky Gervais will be Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, possibly for the last time. And, as a special treat, a return, sort of like a summer special, an end of term, well, a gift to the fans. Karl is bringing back Rockbusters.
Nice. Good.
No.
Do you want to explain it?
No.
Rockbusters is basically Blockbusters, completely ripped off, done with music, that may or may not be a cryptic clue, and may or may not be the actual band name, and may or may not be the actual letters he said they were in the first place.
Do you want to sort of describe one, though, in case someone's a new listener? And, like,
Well, Exploding Pet was Atomic Kitten.
Yeah.
AK.
But basically, for those of you who are new to the show, this is the final show, Karl reads out what he considers to be a cryptic clue. It's not a cryptic clue, it's just some words. Just a string of words.
Yeah.
And from that, you are supposed to deduct the name of an artist or a group or a band.
We've had things like the Jamaican fella swinging a fish round. That was de-trout spinners.
De-trout spinners.
So that's the level of intellect you are getting from Karl Pilkington.
What was the
Just do the competition. What?
I was thinking, was it she fell down
Wet
in
knee
Texas?
Houston.
She fell down into a puddle in Texas.
Yeah.
On a knee, wet knee Houston.
Yeah, so you said it twice. It's not
Don't diss
cryptic,
it
so
like
just
that.
do it. Come on.
Right, so there's 3 of them, and you email in your answers. We've got some good prizes today and that. Right.
okay.
Well, let me tell you the prizes. They aren't bad. They're
Whiz through it, because this, you know,
Yeah,
the competition's bad enough, let alone just listening. What's he
They've got
got?
3 DVDs and
Brilliant.
about 6 CDs.
He's got the young ones and all that, like TV things. There's some great CDs, yeah, go on.
Right, so the first one, cryptic clue. This vegetable started life down under. Right? This vegetable
Australia,
started life down under. The
Aussie.
initials KO. Right? KO.
Okay.
This vegetable started
KO?
life down under. Second one. The things that you normally find on the beach, right, have been found floating around the moon.
That's a really freaky one.
That's, I think it's TS.
You think it's TS?
You think it's TS?
Yeah.
You set the questions, but you're not sure.
So the things you normally find on the
TS.
beach have been found
TS.
floating around the moon. Right?
Less,
And the last one, well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
He thinks they're great! He thinks he's brilliant!
Well, you know, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Is it acting? He did all them. Yeah.
The initials there, FC.
FC.
I don't know any of these.
So you email in the answers,
Maybe it's not me
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
at the end, I don't know.
Win that
Hey,
stuff.
let's slam dunk in some sounds.
Well, slam dunk some ads first.
Okay.
And 104.9.
bloody better be.
You enjoyed it. You love a bit of hip hop, don't you?
XFM 104.9.
Yeah, keep it real.
Hippie hop.
So,
Yeah, sweet man, sweet. It's
Halfway
that kind
through.
of stuff, it's that kind of lingo and that kind of patois that they won't be hearing next week.
No, I know. No, I know. off making some bling bling. Alright? So, that's the sort of...
High five,
yeah.
Sweet.
It's weird, all that talk and that, isn't it?
I don't know what that means, Karl.
Excellent. What do you mean?
No, just all that bling bling and all that, because I didn't understand it, right? So I did a bit of research.
Brilliant, that's what you should do if you don't understand something. Look
Yeah,
it up.
I mean, always scope
That's
it
what
out.
I always do that. I always do that, though. You know I do that.
No, I'm giving you props for even doing it.
Yeah,
so.
massive respect and big you up.
Yeah, go on.
But it's all slang. Right?
Oh,
Is it really? Is it really? So it's not in the... really?
That's odd.
No, I don't remember it being in Romeo and Juliet, but then...
So you didn't speak like that when you went to Oxbridge?
What?
Never mind.
Well, no, I did a bit of research into it, right?
Go on.
And one of the things that they use is I was out last night, did a 187.
Yeah.
That's a murder.
Yeah.
Oh, police
But
codes.
why use slang, right? Because apparently 187 is police slang.
Yeah.
Well, if
Well, it's not slang, it's a code.
Yeah.
Well, don't use what the police know you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think they do it with police around.
Do they not?
Probably not.
Carry on then.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I always remember the Cockney rhyming slang supposedly originated because, you know, East End villains or whatever would make up their own slang so that if they're overheard in conversation, then they won't know what they're talking about. But just look it up in some kind of Cockney rhyming slang book.
Yeah, I like the idea of go, okay, where is he? Where's Fingers? Wow, copper, I'm going to tell you this. He's up the apples and pears. What do that means? Well, leave the house then.
Yeah.
If you don't know that he's hiding up the apples and pears, you might as well shoot off.
Exactly. Well, I can't possibly figure that out, so I'll just have to shoot off.
Yeah, where was he last seen? He was last seen with his trouble and strife. I know what that means. Well, you might as well shoot off then. Yeah, it's a perfect code. Of course, though, talking about Shakespeare invented 1,200 words. And slang gets in, so there are more and more words, and slang soon becomes, you know, the norm. There's no not real words and real words, you know, do you know what I mean? They're just as valid if they're common parlance, so they all become part of the, or they fade away and they're not used because they're a fad.
Yeah, like waz up.
Yeah. That's probably in the dictionary. That is, yeah, or soon to be. I was reading, was it a couple of years ago, you're gonna like this not a lot.
Right.
Got into so popular things got in there. Imagine that.
Yeah. You're gonna like this not a lot.
Zig I think got in or something. Oh no, girl power got in.
Right,
girl power as a common phrase.
I like sorry, go on. No, you have to, you mate.
No, it's just that with the slang thing. Did I tell you I was trying to read that book about the governor?
Oh yes.
And that was full of that, and it had a page on the front that you had to keep going to when, you know what I mean, when he used a bit of slang, you had to sort of go, right, I don't know what he means.
Glossary.
Right.
Just nip back, have a look.
I thought you meant, when you said there's a page at the front, I thought you meant the cover with his face on. I can't remember what I'm reading about. Oh, there he is.
Is this the book that you nearly finished reading, but you realised all the pages were in the wrong order?
No.
He bought a cheap book, right, at a second shop, started reading it, loving it, then he started reading about this bloke, and he went from jail to school, and then he looked at the page numbers, and they were all out of order.
How annoying is that?
I mean, never read books, do you?
I never read one, right? And Suzanne, it was a weekend when we were going to Hastings, because you two had done me head in, right? She said, I'm going to take you away so you relax and what have you. So, ended up not relaxing, because it was like putting a jigsaw together. I'd started reading it on the train, thinking, loving this. It's a really interesting story about this fella who, you know, didn't have a great life as a kid, starts getting into a bit of crime, what have you, turns out to be the governor. But it wasn't as easy as that, because like you say, it was, started off at school, then he was in prison, and he was like, oh God, he started young. And then, next thing, he's like married, and he's like, hang on. He's like 12, and then he's had a heart attack, and then, like, but I just thought it was part of the thing, because I read chapter 1, and then it did say chapter 12, but I thought, right, it's like that sort of done in that stylish way that everyone's doing.
What kind of a biography?
Look at that, it went
Starts messing with the medium.
I was born in the East End. Take one onion, add some, this is
But it's the idea that an East End villain's going to write his autobiography, but think, I'm just going to play with the form a bit. I'm going to get quite postmodern with this.
No, but you know
He's
what I mean?
barely able to write, probably.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they
you
did it
could
with-
say that about him, Steve. I wouldn't. I think he's an educated man. Go on, next, Karl.
But yeah, just because it was like 2 for a tenner, that shouldn't be like, oh well, you know, you got a good offer. So
No, that's rare.
It is,
I'm
yeah.
sure the bloke selling it did not know that the pages were out of order. Let's face it, Karl. You read it and didn't realise.
Yeah.
So you
I
can't
love
really
the
blame
fact
him.
that you got almost half the way through before you realised.
I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know.
Still, that a teacher, and that's put you off books for life, hasn't it?
Well, I don't like getting into books now. I just read snippets of information.
Play record. Play record.
No, I was just going to tell you about a bit of information that I was reading.
Okay.
And I can't... Will we play a
No,
record?
I've got time for a bit of drivel before we play next tune.
Well, I'd rather hear a tune and come back for drivel, because I think people are tuning in for drivel, so let's tease them. Okay. Let's have a record, then some absolute shite from Karl Pilkington.
Excellent. Look forward to that.
He doesn't want to be interrupted by the ads or the music. He knows.
Longview and Further. I love that one. On XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Alright, Karl, what did you learn?
Right, like I say, I don't like reading books. There's too much to take
Words.
in. And
Too
so I
much
haven't got
word.
time, I'm busy and that.
Yeah. I don't like reading books, actually. But go on.
So,
But I have done. So, go on.
Right, so I was looking in this magazine, right, and it was more about, do you know, I'm not that impressed with Einstein and Newton and that lot.
No, why should you be? What have they ever done? Go on.
No, but you know the fact. You see, the Columbus thing. He's another one, isn't he? Who got a bit of praise for finding America.
Yeah.
And it's like, someone else would have come across that at some point.
Yep.
Right. He did.
And yet, news this week, they've found 2 new types of frog, right? No one's making a fuss. And look how small they are compared to what he bumped into. And that's what I'm saying. People make a big deal out of all these people who are finding stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, the next person...
I mean, my head's buzzing, but I can't be bothered. I actually can't be bothered. Don't think this reaction's a good reaction. I don't know where to start with this drivel, but carry on.
Right. So anyway, the next fella who...
Next fella? See, I don't know. You talk in riddles.
The next fellow I'm going to talk about,
Go on,
Einstein.
Yeah.
Right, everyone raves about him all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to get into my head.
Yeah.
Like, why is amazing and that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, did a bit of reading up on him in this Science magazine.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I read it. It's only I don't know, 200 words, whatever, trying to get across what he worked out. But I read it last night.
Is it
and I was
relativity you're talking about?
like, yeah.
Well, so you say yeah, like I just made that word up.
Yeah.
You've heard...
Yeah.
That
that's
was his
what it
biggest...
yeah,
Okay, so the 200 words, as far as you recall...
So anyway, so I read it and I was like, I don't know what is going on about here, right? So Suzanne was with me. I said, can you read this? She said, I'm watching Sex and the City. I said, right, but can you read it and explain to me what I don't understand here? She said, well, I don't understand it.
It's great. It's like she's thinking,
Read it
I
and tell me
haven't got
what I don't
kids.
understand.
And yet he still wants me to help him with his homework, and I'm watching telly.
Yeah.
I've been at work all
So
day.
she said, look, go in the bedroom and read it out loud to yourself. Maybe it make more sense if you read it out loud. Right, so I said, right, I'll go and do that then. And it was good because it was cool in there anyway, right? So I went in there. So, reading it out, twice. Went back and I said, I don't get it still. So she said, right, wait 10 minutes and I'll sort it out. So I was sat there looking at it, trying to work it out before she had to look at it. I was like, no, forget this. Now, what he was saying is, if you send a man to the moon,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
he was saying, to the fella in the rocket,
Yeah.
it would seem like 20 years to him.
Yeah, not the moon, but yeah.
No, it was, that's what it said the moon.
Well, it wouldn't, because it's only about...
No, but listen.
would
So
seem
it'd
like
take
20 years.
20 years to the fella, yet people who are on the Earth, it would seem like 2,000.
Yeah, because time is relative, not...
I don't... What do you mean?
Oh.
Well, listen, the fact is that it's tending towards the speed of light where it really makes a difference.
You can't
They've
really
even done it with
explain
atomic
the theory of relativity to
clocks
Karl.
where they've
You
sent
need
one
to
up,
stop.
even in Concorde, and it's like 0.01 of a second difference.
No, forget it.
What is the watch?
Leave it.
Yes. Yeah, because greater speeds.
But why does speed affect how a watch works?
Right, I don't think this is a conversation...
Because, look, speed is...
Sorry,
See
stop!
what I mean, though?
Just
See
stop
what
for
I
a
mean,
moment.
Steve?
Yeah,
See what
yeah.
I've done?
I don't think this is a conversation to be had on a Saturday afternoon on a
No,
radio show.
I'm just saying though. It's not me, is it? It
is you.
You went
Leave it.
quiet, Steve.
No, because...
You're having problems
Because
there.
I'm not going to be able to explain it to you.
I will explain
in
to
a
you
light,
break.
frothy way.
It's speed equals basically velocity equals distance over time.
Oh, no.
When velocity doesn't change,
None
and
of
nor
this
does
Karl's
distance,
not gonna
time
get
has
any
to.
of this.
That's his theory. Yeah?
Well, we just got.
What's your point then,
again?
Karl? What's your point?
I'm just saying.
Because you don't understand it's worthless.
I was trying to explain to Newton that basically formulated the laws of the universe, the 3 laws of the universe. Even playing snooker, I'm trying to drop something. I was going, well, equal and opposite reaction and all these sort of stuff, right? And he was going, what did he do apart from the apple on his head with the gravity? And I went, well, what do you mean? And he went, well, why was it a problem? If we had been floating round, I'd have called him in. But since we're not, we don't need him. Yeah. That's what he said. Play a record. You're a buffoon.
But there's these 2 new kinds of frogs.
You're joking. What? A monkey had a hat. The monkey had a bicycle.
God, Ricky was genuinely trying to explain relativity to Karl. Get it?
I believe in a thing called love by the Darkness on XFM 104.9. Last show. Possibly the last ever show. It's up to the K-Man. Little Pilky, Baldy Pilky, little whingy Dimmo Manco, as he's called his Latin name, Dimmus Mancoid. Alright, Karl? Alright? You're gonna miss this, aren't you?
Nope.
Good show, though? Enjoying the last show?
Yeah, it's alright, and, I hope it gets better because, Telegraph are listening today.
The Telegraph, the paper?
Yeah.
Why, are they? Why did you say that?
Just, Jenny, the PR woman, said to me yesterday, she said, just, do some good topics and that, so you don't have to worry there.
What they phoned up to say, hello, it's Telegraph here, we'll be listening tomorrow.
I don't know what they're doing.
Are they doing a review of it or something?
I don't know. Why would they do that?
Because it's the
There's
last
no reason
one.
to.
I'm a bit... why didn't you mention this earlier?
So Telegraph have said, why would they call up to say we'll be listening? It's a free country.
Because they said they'll be listening, but also, can you make sure you record it? Because if we can't listen to it because of the pirate stations that are on at the weekend, because it affects our signal and stuff. Whoever's listening must listen and know there's a problem with pirates, and they said, can you...
Well, they're probably just doing a feature about radio shows or something then.
They're going to tear us to shreds.
They're going to...
I mean, listen to... Sorry, seriously, the drivel we've talked today. I mean, what are they going to make of it? That's a broadsheet newspaper.
I think I know what Monday's headline's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like, they're going to forget about the power cuts. It's not going to be about, the inquiry or terrorism or anything. It's going to be, no more to knob news. It's going to... They're going to love that.
I mean, seriously, I have a little bit of self-respect. And if I'd known a quality newspaper was going to be listening, I wouldn't have turned up today. Because, I'm an award winner, and I'm a respected television writer. And I've, won awards, sort of classy. And what have we talked about? Knobs. We've had the worst quiz on radio. We've had you trying to explain relativity. You didn't even understand what that word meant.
I don't think you recognise the word. You read that article. You read that article 4 times, twice out loud. Where you could hear Sex and the City music, right? And yet that word might have been like a compliment. You hadn't heard it before, so I don't know. Do you look between the lines? Do you actually look at the words?
No, there's too many words though.
The Telegraph are going to love that because there's loads of words. The Telegraph have got loads of words. I mean, it's covered with words.
Which way up do you hold the magazine when you read it?
No, but there is too many words.
I mean, pictures of people, are they upside down?
There's too many words. There is too many words in the world.
Do you know what this one means, right? This is one I learnt the other day. I think it's, Antediluvian.
No, what does that mean?
Old.
Sorry, how do you spell it?
Don't know.
Of course you don't.
Antediluvian.
Antediluvian.
No, I've never heard that word.
It means old. But the annoying thing is, it takes longer to say, and it's the fact that if you. But
where do you hear that word and on what context? And
someone told me about it. I was talking to someone about long words and that because you mentioned something when we were out drinking, and I said to you, "Why did you say that then? What word does that mean?" And then you had to explain it, and I said, well, you didn't have to say that, you could have just said blah blah.
But can I say, Steve, I wasn't sort of trying to catch him out or being pretentious. It must have been just a normal word in my vocabulary that he didn't know.
Wait a minute, what, vocabulary pretentious? You've lost me.
You've lost, yeah. I'll tell you what.
You're scared by syllables.
Yeah.
No, it's just...
I'll tell you what, though, I was going to do a feature about this. It's funny you should say it. I was going to do a feature. My next feature I'd written down is how good the Telegraph is as a newspaper.
Yeah.
It's bloody brilliant.
I love it.
Because it's informative, It's impartial. It's research good. I think it's a lovely layout. The photography is brilliant.
Oh.
Do you know what? I like the bloody font.
I
love the bloody font.
Do you mind something else? I mean, you say it's sort of, you know, I mean, if there's any bias at all, I mean, there isn't because it's apolitical, but I bloody love the Tory party.
Let's not go into it, but I mean, I just like the journalism and the way
the size of the paper.
I like the way they're fair. They'd never like, you know, slag us off.
No, but also I think it's because they understand that, you know, we don't really care, and so we can't be blamed for anything they hear on the radio.
No.
It's not really our fault. It's
and
more the sort of
anything we said that was like, you know, a bit nasty or stupid was probably sort of like some clever sort of ironic postmodern.
Satire.
Play a record.
Yeah.
Brilliant Telegraph.
It's really fairly priced, don't you think?
I think it's too cheap.
I know.
The cult there, She Sells Sanctuary. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Karl Pilkington. Now, if the Telegraph are listening, and they're you know, whoever it is, they're writing their article, and they're coming up with sort of words like cheap, smutty, lowbrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In our defence, could I just say that we're pandering to our listenership?
Yes.
You know, I mean, this station. I mean, without exception, the people who work here, the executives, the DJs, are alcoholics, drug users, sex offenders.
Check the register.
You know, and we're trying to fit in with that for 2 hours a week. So we really have to sort of really bring it down.
Seriously dumbing down.
But if you want,
we should do our stuff.
We do our normals, like we talk about usually.
Tits.
Yeah.
Satire. Satire is what you mean. Political satire. Social and political satire.
Yeah.
If you listen any other week, that's what you would have heard.
Well, me and Steve are sort of like quite, you know, political animals and you know, Proust.
Oh,
I love him.
Oh, I wish he'd resign as governor of France.
Have you read Martin Amos's new novel?
I love it.
It's so
brilliant,
lovely.
Very long.
Politics
though. I mean, what do you make of politics, Rick?
Sorry, I was just planning on going to the English National Opera tonight to see brilliant
Tartuffe. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, politics is brilliant. It's my favourite thing.
Say something satirical and comical about, say, John Prescott.
Oh, he's got. Stop eating pies, Prescott.
Oh, I wouldn't like to be him about now.
So that's the sort of
what
stuff.
What do you make of George W. Bush? He's a bit stupid, isn't he?
Well, that's the dangerous thing. He's the most powerful man in the world, and I just think I hope he thinks about stuff he does first.
Oh, please. So that's sort of wise as well as comic.
I thought of something about Bush as well.
Go on.
But it's about his name and a woman's fanny.
Oh.
So I was going to bring those two together.
I think it's fine though. I think that's still quite highbrow because you've incorporated Bush.
Which meaning the president.
That means fanny as well.
So I think we're pleasing both.
We got both camps. Camp? That reminds me of something.
I know, yeah. So if you're listening, Telegraph.
Daily Telegraph, that is
brilliant.
The sort of thing we're
You're
capable
brilliant.
Of. That's the sort of thing we're able to do.
Too many words for Karl. But what about some adverts?
I'd love to.
Buy the Telegraph.
Oh, God. Okay.
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Stop. On XFM 104.9. Well, if the Telegraph are listening, they'll be loving the music.
Oh, that's great music.
They'll be loving Knob News. Coming up, Telegraph, just keep listening because Monkey News is coming up.
Oh my God.
And should we do the results of Rockbusters, the worst quiz?
The
best quiz. On radio.
Do that shortly, although, probably you're thinking, Rick, isn't it time that we do our usual roundup of what's been happening in the news?
Yeah.
Which we always do every week.
Yeah.
We always do something, which is, I mean, basically, if you're listening and you're a new listener, say you work at a newspaper, we always try to be informative, just try and put stuff out there that just educates people, informs people.
What are you thinking? Well, I said Monkey News is coming up, but what have you got?
No, I was just looking on the net there and just found a couple of quite important news stories, probably worth mentioning. Policeman caught photographing. I don't know why it makes me laugh. It's just the phrasing, I suppose. It's the headline. Policeman caught photographing up woman's skirt.
No, he wasn't up there taking a picture of Big Ben. He wasn't going, can I just sit up here? I'm just going to take a picture of that seagull over there.
No.
He was facing the camera up a woman's skirt.
Yeah,
he was indeed.
Right.
A policeman in Japan is facing disciplinary measures after he was caught photographing up a woman's skirt with a hidden camera while on duty.
That's a policeman as well.
The 42-year-old sergeant, who's not been named, used a digital camera to secretly snap the shots when the woman was reporting a stolen bicycle.
So he was actually
doing his proper job. He'd obviously thought to himself, I'll bring him a digital camera today. On the off chance a beautiful woman comes in to report a crime or robbery, I'll have it ready, I'll have it positioned, you know, in such a way. But this is interesting, this is how he got caught, okay? The woman became suspicious after she saw a flash go off.
Brilliant.
Not
Not a secret at all.
Sorry, did I just see your shoe? Your shoe just seemed to just spring into life. There was light. There was light.
Yeah, I think I'd had someone set fire to some magnesium that was on the end of it. It won't happen again.
But it's only you and I in here, and your shoe was just suddenly lit.
Why are you standing like that? Why is your shoe just sort of like between my feet?
There's no reason. This is how I always stand.
What did the bike look like? Flash? So, are you taking pictures of my funny?
No. And no, I'm not. And you should be wearing knickers anyway.
Well, how do you know that?
What?
How did you know I'm not?
How did I know what?
I'm not wearing any...
I didn't know you. I don't know what you've got up there.
Well,
I don't know what it looks like, and there's no way I could. Of course, it would be roughly that conversation in Japanese.
I know, yeah.
You know, you just mentioned there about sort of no knickers and that.
Is this going to be your Auntie Nora?
No. It's just, you know, like the last flat that I lived in, I always had a good view across the road, and I could see, there's the hairy...
There was the hairy Chinese
not hairy Chinese kid, he was just a Chinese kid, actually.
Yeah. Because that's rare, isn't it? Hairy Chinese kids are very rare, isn't it? Yeah. There's only one official sighting, isn't there? In one of those shit little magazines that you buy.
Yeah, he was running around in his underpants.
Sorry, you just swore ironically. I mean, I imagine if there's any newspapers listening, you did that because you're sort of jokey and...
Yeah, go on, let's not swear.
And there was the old woman who didn't move, she was just sat there reading the book all the
time.
Who
we think possibly died and no one came round for weeks,
But, and now I've moved, right? And it was quiet for a bit. I always look at what view I'm getting, right? Looks across and it was just sort of empty, sort of flats ready for people to move in and that, right? Anyway, people are in there now, right? And they've put all the furniture in, but I haven't put any curtains up.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
So anyway, I'm sort of washing up, just having a look out the window, right? Girl sort of wandering about, you know, knickers on, right?
No. With no knickers on.
You mean naked?
No knickers. Well, she had a bra on.
Right, okay.
But,
she was probably looking for a knicker.
So, I thought, oh. And I don't know how long I was looking.
No.
Right, but anyway, she looks across.
Oh, God.
I think she spotted me.
Yeah.
I think, oh, God. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
I said to Suzanne...
Sorry, is this some sort of Peeping Tom confession while the Telegraph are listening?
I've no idea.
Well, it's not, that's the thing though.
Peepington.
If I was peeping, she was peeping as well, because she was looking over. Works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, all she could see of you was your bald head.
Yeah.
No.
And your hands moving as you were washing up. And some white-looking substance rotting up.
Really stubborn stain on this glass.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Imagine that. Imagine if she looked across. I'm assuming your sink is lower than the window.
But didn't she just cover up or something? Or she looked back and go, oh, you looking at my funny?
Well, the thing I did...
What?
I thought, just sort of drop me boxer shorts.
What?
I remember.
Well, Suzanne said, what are you doing?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, just so they can see me cheeks of me.
What are you talking about?
No, because I thought, if she thinks I'm walking about in the nude as well, then we've both got something out of it.
Karl!
This sounds like a bad excuse in court.
I know.
This is
or the plot of a film on Channel 5.
I mean, this is like the doctor who got done for exposing himself to a patient and then painted that little thing that you look down their throat pink.
Yeah.
And going, this is what they saw.
yeah.
No, so sorry, you immediately, so you were looking at a woman dancing around naked, right? So the only thing you could do was immediately drop your boxer shorts.
So she looked across, saw you fully clothed, saw you took your boxer shorts.
No, she wouldn't have done, because it's sort of just the top half and the sink's at a side angle, so I was sort of looking out.
So she wouldn't have seen your trousers then anyway?
Yeah.
No, she did. I moved in front of the window.
So you then made them... You actually climbed in front of
amazing!
So you climbed in front of the window to show off your naked lower half.
Suzanne said, what are you doing?
I bet she did.
What are you looking at?
I sent you in here to clean up.
What are you doing? I'm just taking my trousers down, standing over the window. Why? Because there's a naked woman across the road. What do you think I'm doing, Suzanne? I'm exposing myself while looking at some free funny.
Leave it.
What's up with you, Suzanne?
Leave it then, leave it.
Christ.
Are we doing Rockbusters or what?
Yeah.
Oh, she sent you in there to read up on Einstein.
Oh, brilliant!
Anyway.
Wait a minute, can I just check? A final question. What did the woman across the way... What happened? What was her
I
reaction?
didn't look again, I just thought you've seen a bit of action as well, we're both happy. Let's leave it.
Brilliant.
So were you waddling around like a penguin with your trousers around your ankle?
I just was walking about and Suzanne said, what are you doing? I said, I'll explain to you in a bit, but don't look out the window because then it's
Excellent.
obvious.
Then he sees, she calls her husband to look at Karl walking around naked. He goes, oh, she's got a... Quick, Suzanne, get him out. There's only one with England. Get some more friends. They've gone one more.
Anyway.
Brilliant. Right, play a record and come back to Rockbusters. And Monkey News. We haven't got enough time. Do Rockbusters. Oh, God almighty.
Getting stressed. This is the origin. This is where it came from. That classic story.
Hanging round of Transformer. A little bit of Lou Reed. Nearly finished. 12 minutes until We Are No More.
But don't forget, Monkey News still to come.
Well, yeah, don't forget that. Monkey News still to come. But now the answers to Rockbusters. Right, do the clues.
Alright, the first clue was this vegetable started its life down under. The initials were KO. That was Collie Osborne. Alright. Collie Osborne. The second one was...
No, what are we letting that go?
Yep, we haven't got time, Rick.
Well, it's just not the word.
We haven't got time, Rick.
Also, cauliflowers don't start down under. They're on top. It's not like carrots.
No, down under is in Osborne.
Osborne,
It was
born in Oz.
Osborne.
Right.
Collie. I thought you meant started. Her name's not Collie.
Right, the second one was the things that you normally find on the beach. Right, they've been found floating around the moon.
Jeez.
That's the space shells, right? Specials. Again, just tweak it a bit.
This is rubbish. I mean, I tell you, no, this isn't even funny though. I mean, they're no good at all.
Cryptic.
It's not
We always
cryptic. It's
say
wrong.
cryptic.
It's
We
not
always say
cryptic.
The last one was well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Go on.
That's FC 50 cent. Right?
What?
50 cent. It was 50 cent. I didn't receive any, so
Collie Osborne. Collie. Her name's not Collie. Her name is not Collie.
doesn't matter.
Well,
It doesn't matter.
Her name doesn't
Well
matter.
done to
imagine.
Gina Fairy, who has emailed in. She's got all those answers right.
Just emailing your address and that.
Yeah, email that.
You're
in,
such
Gina.
an idiot, Karl.
As are you, Gina.
Oh God. Okay, this has to be
Loosen Your
Monkey News,
Hold
though.
by South. That's great. On XFM 104.9. Well, that's nearly it.
Rick, can I just say thanks to everyone who's emailed in over the weeks and months we've been on, because obviously we're too lazy to even send them a response or a reply, but we do appreciate
We do
the fact
appreciate
that,
it. Same
they
with
get in
all the
touch.
letters and stuff that we can't.
Yeah, people send stuff in all the time and they say they like the show or they don't, or they contribute little ideas and stuff, and we do read them and we do appreciate it. It's just that we, when you've got someone like Karl Pilkington in the studio, you just need to pick his brain constantly, and you've got no real time for admin. But thank you for sending in all the nice letters and responses and stuff.
Well, finally, we should let people know that next week, for the foreseeable future, it's Adam and Joe.
Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. And they're standing in for us this time next week.
Well, you say standing in, but possibly replacing full-time unless Karl
Possibly.
Pilkington decides to change his mind and come back. What do you think, Karl? You've enjoyed today's show, I know.
Yeah, it's been alright.
Yeah, you attempted to come back when we finally return?
Maybe a little rest to make you sort of like forget how annoying I am. Because
No, because then it'll
that
just-
is my secret weapon. Sometimes, you know, because there's the thing that you can fleece a sheep as many times as you want, but you can only skin it once.
Sure.
So what I do is sort of like, I fleece you. I never actually completely lose a friend. I tease them and talk to them to the point where they're going to leave me, and I go, oh, anyway, how are you doing? They go, I'll sort of confuse them.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done with you today. And I think, over the next couple of months, where I'm sort of nicer on the phone, I'm not squeezing your head, you'll go, he's alright, Rick, what?
Yeah,
And then I'll get you back in it.
To it
And then I'll
Yeah, exactly
absolutely rip you to pieces
I'll
again.
be dealing with.
So, but hopefully, and also, unlike a lot of my friends who are clever, I don't have to worry about you because you will forget. I mean, because you've got a tiny little intellect. And I'll, do you know what I mean?
You'll
Steve?
forget this conversation even took place.
Anyway, it's what everyone's been waiting for.
For the
It's what
last
Karl
time.
exists for the last time. It's Monkey News.
Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that Monkey News.
Right, are you familiar with 100th Monkey?
Keep
The what?
talking.
100th Monkey?
100th.
Yeah, like as in like one
100th.
more than 99.
100th.
Yeah.
The 100th monkey.
Yeah, are you familiar with that?
No.
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 Anyway, thanks. That was my news. Next week, Adam and Jet. What do you mean you're going to leave that?
Well, I thought it was a popular phrase or something.
What, 100th monkey?
Yeah.
What do you mean a popular phrase? What, why? What? Because you're going to do songs and phrases with it next week. We've said it once before, 100th monkey.
No, it's just, it says the expression 100th monkey.
Well, do it anyway. What's the story?
Well, it's from the 1950s, right? And the way that they got it because they were following some monkeys about, right? And they started...
Who was? It was
journalists.
Oh, yeah, why?
Oh, yeah.
Just to see what they're up to. Right?
Okay, so they're following some monkeys around, yeah.
Okay, so Ricky's
What was
doing
it? What, a
something
documentary?
again. I'm sure.
Anyway, one of them
Ricky's doing.
Come on!
One of them washed some potatoes.
Right, okay.
Right, let's leave that, right? Let's leave
that one.
Come on!
A monkey washing potatoes?
Can we leave that one?
No, you cannot.
You've got to do it now. They're following a... What is it? Sort of like a family. Is it a family of monkeys or a...
It was just one chimp and it was washing a potato and they thought, that's a bit odd. Right?
Yeah.
And then it turns out that ended up teaching another monkey how to wash a potato.
No, they do it. They go down and wash them in the sea because they like the taste of salt. And
the weird thing is though, when it got to the 100th monkey, right? Even though it hadn't been taught how to wash a potato, it automatically knew. It knew what to do.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It was in them. It was in them that they knew that when they get a potato they had to wash it. That isn't the monkey news. I'm just saying that's where the expression comes from. But you haven't even heard of that. So.
Well, there's a couple of things there. That it could be another upshot, and you know, an instinct is part of your genetics and everything else.
Washing a potato.
But you can't pass on acquired characteristics. So that's nonsense. If you mean that. Someone was taught they had a child and it knew it. There's no chemical memory as such.
So that wasn't even monkey news.
No, the monkey news. You know, we've covered a lot of stuff. There was sad stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There's some funny stuff in there. You know.
Yeah. Do monkey news.
Football team.
Okay. A monkey football team.
Yeah, in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Got all the team members here, right?
Right.
Okay, got their names.
Little goalkeeper. Apparently he's on transfer from some other club. But the bit that got my attention is, apparently he's a holder of PhD of physics. Do you want to have a look at that?
What, the goalkeeper?
Yeah, just the goalkeeper. The others haven't done that much.
Haven't done that much. Well, I believe that he's got better exam results than you, Karl, but I don't believe he's got a PhD in physics. Obviously.
Do you know what the name of the team is? Coconuts.
Yes. Coconuts.
Oh! So if the Telegraph are listening, that is the sort of quality entertainment you get. Well, you don't anymore.
Let's just put a song on then.
Yeah, that's the end. Goodbye, everybody. Have a lovely summer.
Yeah,
the rest of it. And, we might see you in October. We might not. It's up to Karl Pilkington. So call 0207 766 6000. Ask for Karl Pilkington.
Or email him.
What's this?
This is Tim Buckley to end with. I think you'll enjoy this. It's called Once I Was.
Andrew Phillips. Call Andrew Phillips.
See ya.
Okay, we're done. And yes, they will be back, as we know by now. So, I have a few things. I was thinking about these. You know, in the beginning, like towards the beginning of the episode, and quite a few times in the show, they've mentioned the homeless. Both Ricky and Steve always have stories about the homeless, and it's like, I'm wondering, was this like during a period in the UK where it's like there were a lot of new homeless people? Like, what made them talk specifically about the homeless that often? Was it like, were there increasing numbers of homeless people? Like, were they visibly more homeless people at that time, like 2002, 2003, like this? This, I have no idea, to be honest, because it sounds like they're talking about, you know, like an epidemic of homeless people. It sounds like that. It's like, oh, it's getting crazy. It's like everybody's homeless now. I don't know. Is it? I have no idea. Please do let me know if anybody does know. I always find that interesting because they always so many stories now, so many in this season that Steve says this, like he run into like the homeless here and somebody, and Karl would you never see a Chinese homeless person as well. So it was very interesting. Okay, No. I cannot believe. I mean, Ricky is Ricky seriously? Was he seriously, genuinely, like, without any irony, trying to explain the theory of relativity to Karl? Really? Like this is this his first day meeting Karl? What exactly? Did he think, I'm going to explain relativity quickly to Karl, like in like a couple of lines, and he's going to get it? What, man? What was this? I was shocked to hear it. No wonder Steve, had to jump in. It's like, this is not what people need to listen to, right? Oh God, it's insane. They would have fought. It would have been a big fight if they continued, to be honest. I mean, it's like Karl. The last episode, Karl walked around for half an hour with bird shit on his ear. In this one, he's gonna like figure out Einstein's theory. Like, no, it doesn't go from this to that. No. Oh, God. And this is after he told him, I went to the other room, I read the same 200-word piece twice out loud. I still don't understand it, It's like, what? Leave it. Just leave it. Oh, God, that was driving me crazy. I was like, what? This is not going to happen. The Telegraph were listening. I mean, does it matter that the Telegraph were listening? I mean, it's Ricky Gervais anyway. He was huge in those days. It was the Office days, right? So he must have been already, anything he was doing, the Telegraph probably already knew what he was doing. Like whether it was on TV or radio or whatever, they probably already knew. I don't think it mattered much, the Telegraph were listening, to be honest. It wouldn't have changed anything. Karl is still going to be there, so it's going to be what Karl talks about. They're not going to do anything else. They're not going to change the format, of the show for one last episode. It's ridiculous. I have noticed Rockbusters has had such a profound impact on me that swear to God, this is true. Like today, I was going through my YouTube feed, and like there's all sorts of videos, and for some reason there's a video of of a song for Wilson Pickett, but I didn't read it as Wilson Pickett. I read it as Wilson Pickett because of Rockbusters. This is how it is now. Like it has damaged me in some way. Every time I see any Adam Faith no more. This like his name is not Adam Faith. His name is Adam Faith no more. Danielle Bedingfield, Whitney Houston. The ironic thing is, I think the first example he gave before he introduced Rockbusters was Atomic Kitten, which is not so bad. It was like, if it was only at that level, it would have been okay. This thing. It was never at this level. It was always just. Okay, I don't even remember the ones he did this time. What was it? The Space Shells. Collie Osborne. Wow. God. I mean, no wonder Ricky loses his mind. I mean, they are nuts. Like, he's not even, it's just like, let's just get them out and go home. Oh, God. Oh, so good. Okay, end of season 2. That was a long season, but god damn, that there were some gems in this season, to be honest. I mean, the last one, and there was one with, wow, I can't, that's a lot, to be honest. It's just the things, my mind is just buzzing with all the things that Karl said and did during the course of this whole season. Boy, God. I mean, maybe I'm gonna see if I can tell you one thing though. This season has quite, like, it has an abundance of evidence of Karl being not the brightest person on earth. Like if you go by the animated version alone, you'll find, oh, he's really funny in some of the, like, his point of view is so weird, it makes things funny. And that's fine, you know, that doesn't make him stupid. But in this, he's been quite stupid, you know, he's been like just unforgivably stupid in some points. And also, he's been a little bit, I'm not going to say evil, but a little bit malicious, you know, at times. You know, so I mean, to me, this is what makes this season. The Rockbusters, the features. Oh my God, there's like so many features, and they're like on and off. There's like Knob News, and there's Monkey News, and there's Rockbusters, and then there's Karl in a movie, and there's I think Educating Ricky also was in this season, and there was. Oh my God, Cheeky Freak of the Week, and I mean, Karl went berserk with the features, you know. Oh my God, this was quite the phenomenal season. Okay, and they're coming back for sure, so we'll see what they do with the next season. For now,